So, I have a review on the coverfx custom cover drops. Here's what it looks like. There is 0.5 fluid ounces. This can be purchased at Sephora. I purchased mine off the coverfx website. I just want to tell you what Sephora says about it. It's a dropper with concentrated pigments for convenient customization of any products in your beauty regimen. It can be used, blend it with any liquid to create your desired coverage, including moisturizers, serums, oils, primers, foundations, tinted moisturizers that are water, oil, or silicone based. These revolutionary drops feature flash fusion technology. As soon as you drop it, it leaves behind pigment and weightlessly transforms your favorite beauty product into the sheerest tint or total full coverage foundation. I do have this on, and I mixed it with, which I had worn this for my wedding as well, the L'Oreal Visible Lift. This comes in a total of 24 shades. I would suggest, on the coverfx website, you can upload a photo of yourself, but you know what? It will all depend on the lighting and how well they can match you. But if you want to get a sample of this, I would also suggest getting a dropper, because that's exactly, I mean, a lot of people may not like droppers, but I can tell you that with this, that's the best way to use this. And you know how they usually give the sample in a little container? I feel like you'd probably pour out too much. So, to definitely use a dropper. So, as you can see, I mean, they're pretty runny. It kind of reminded me of Runny Wise MAC Face and Body, which is a water-based foundation, which is one I love. But I wanted to show you mixed with a foundation, the primer, a moisturizer. I wanted to show you how it works and like what kind of coverage. So I'm going to do a little bit of the primer, and I normally, I'll be honest, I only use 1 to 2 drops. So let's just use 1. So you can see I have them right next to each other, and you're going to see how quickly this turns. So you could see the product is very, 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 very pigmented. Let me wipe that off. So there it is mixed with the primer. I have worn all of these. I would have to say my favorite that I love the most would be mixing it with a foundation. So here it is with, now that was only 1 drop. So you can see, I think that I don't know so much, it wore well on my skin. I have dry, normal to dry. But I would say, so here's some foundation. We're going to do 1 drop again. So it can take any, let's do 2. It can take any foundation, whether it's a light coverage foundation or a full coverage, and make it even stronger. So there they are mixed together, and it will take this. I loved it with the L'Oreal Visible Lift. I wore it on my wedding. I had no issues whatsoever. And I know they're mixed reviews, but for me, I personally like it because, as you all know, or if you knew, I like a very light coverage foundation. And like this one, I feel is medium. And even if I made it full coverage, I sheared it out. But I like the way it looked mixed with this. So now we're going to use our CeraVe. My least favorite was, well, actually, I liked it. I mixed it with squalene. So now we're going to put a couple of drops in there. And if you notice, I have a lot more moisturizer than I do foundation. It's just, I'm telling you, it's amazing how it. So, as you can see, it is very pigmented, the product. I had way more moisturizer than I did foundation, and they are very, very, very pigmented. On my skin, the product lasted. So, I did try it with the squalene. The only problem I had with that is, as with like any oil, is that it takes a long time for it to absorb. So, like, it gave me light coverage, but my skin, it took probably over an hour, you know. It went on like a tinted moisturizer mixing with my moisturizer. It made this more full coverage, which, as you know, I sheer out, and it does mix very nice with this primer. Do you have to use this primer? No, you could use any primer that you own. I really, really like these. They are $44, which is on the pricey side, but even though there's only 0.5 fluid ounces, the thing I like is, if let's just say you have foundations, you have like a special foundation, and then you have foundations from the drugstore that really aren't full coverage like is what you like, then these would be perfect for you to mix with anything you already have. Now, I also think these would be great if you got them in darker colors, so that you're not buying different foundations in the summer. You know, when people self-tan and they have, you know, I watch some of the kids on here and they have foundations for the summer, and, you know, they have 3 or 4 different foundations that are darker to match, and I think these would be perfect to buy the darker and use it in your lighter foundations and mix it, because these are so pigmented. You don't need a lot. I think this will last me a long time. I really like this, and I had no issues. Like I said, the only issue I had was with the squalene. It took a long time to dry down. It looked nice on my skin, but it took a long time. It mixed nice with this. I used it with my MAC Face and Body. I've used it with the Dream Wonder Foundation. And I don't use a lot, 1 to 2 drops. I've never tried like 4 drops. I wore this and the primer and the drops on my wedding. Had no issues whatsoever. So that is my review. I really enjoy this product. I know there are mixed reviews. My suggestion is to get matched and also use a dropper, because then it will last longer too. Because I think pouring it out, it's way too pigmented and you're going to use too much of it. So if you get a dropper from somewhere and use it with your other foundations, you see it will mix with anything. So that is my review. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you all so much for watching.